What's up guys, long time no see. For the last 4 days, I've been here already for 4 days now. I've just been recovering. I'm just taking some time off of vlogging, editing some videos, that kind of stuff. That's what I've been doing. Right now I'm just taking a walk. This is their house, like right there and stuff. It's pretty cool house, I gotta say. I'll give you a room tour in just a bit. But yeah, I know these people because Eric is my aunt's brother. Before I left, I met him and asked them if, you know, if I'm around, can I stay at their place for a little bit, you know, just to have a shower or just to recover a little bit. And they said sure. So yeah, that's they have a dog, so I'm kind of like walking with the dog right now. And that's why I'm here right now. I'm in Sweden, by the way, and yeah, I'm here for a week to recover here a little bit. So yeah, it's really nice. The sun is out today. It's a beautiful day. But yeah, this is just a little update video. I'm also gonna answer some questions because in the last video, which was already like 2 weeks ago or something from right now, I asked if you guys wanted to ask some questions in the comment section below. So that's what a lot of you guys actually did. And yeah, I'm gonna sit at the patio right there, answer your questions, and I'm also gonna answer some other questions that some of you might have, or I've seen, you know, flying around somewhere in other videos. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, so I'm in the patio. Oh, the sun is just one cloud coming over now. Anyways, let's start this Q&A. I was amazed, like there were a lot of questions actually from the last video. So yeah, let's start. Okay, first one, Joseph Lee asks, hi Tice, another great video, thank you. When you visit restaurants or grocery markets, do you lock your bicycle? And do you leave your panniers on the bike also? Like, I do get this question quite a lot, like what do you do with your stuff when you're going to a grocery store or somewhere else where you can't watch your bike? It kind of really depends on where you go. Here in Sweden and Denmark, I don't really bring anything in the supermarket. I just leave everything on the bike. I do lock my bike. I have a little chain that I can put around a pole or something, and I do use that quite like pretty much all the time. But no, I mean, maybe only the tripod that's on top, you know, when you have the bungee cords over the big backpack. Then I put the tripod on top of that, and then I sometimes take that with me. But it really depends. Like, I don't go to really busy places, especially in cities. You know, when I have a hostel, I can first get my bike to the hostel, get everything secured and locked up, and then go to a grocery store in the city. But yeah, if you're, you know, on the way, then most of the times I go to one that's not busy. And I make sure that I know what I want to get before I get in, so I don't spend too much time searching in the store itself. So that saves me a couple minutes, but I try to not stay away for longer than 5 minutes. In restaurants, I did sometimes go to a restaurant or a rest stop where I just sat, or at a supermarket in Germany. I had some supermarkets where I could also get breakfast, and there was like a sitting area. What I do then is I put the bike in a place where I can see it. Sometimes I just put the bike right next to the table. When I'm outside, sitting outside, I just put the bike right next to the table. But when I'm sitting inside, then I like to put the bike right next to the window where I'll be sitting at. So I'll always have vision on the bicycle itself. Yeah, I actually never really, you know, when I go to a restaurant or stay away for a long period of time, then I also always make sure that I can see the bike from where I'm sitting. That's pretty important. Alright, Phil John asks, are those gas canisters lasting you well for cooking? Well, I don't use gas canisters. I use a MSR fuel bottle, and in the fuel bottle I right now carry white gas, so I cook on white gas. I still have all, well, I think right now it's like on 1/3 of the way, and I filled it up pretty much completely when I left. So I used it maybe half of the time, I'm not 100% sure. I use it quite a lot, but yeah, they're very long lasting. But whenever they're empty, I can just fill them up. Like, you know, buy some white gas. Here in Europe, white gas is quite easily available in stores and stuff like that. I can even go a step over to fuel, just, you know, your regular gas. So I can go to a gas station and basically fuel up my canister, or my bottle, my fuel bottle. Stove, by the way, is called the MSR Dragonfly. That's the one that I have, and it goes, you know, it connects to a fuel bottle that I fill up with gas, or white gas. Another question from Phil John. He asks, what camera are you using? He doesn't mean the drone. And was it expensive? And is it heavy to carry around? Please keep up the videos from Wales. Oh cool, you're from Wales, awesome. Anyways, I actually have, in total I've got 4 cameras. And then the phone, so like 5 cameras in total. It's quite a lot. The camera which is filming me right now is the Canon G7X. It's, you know, a compact, pretty much, it was a pretty expensive camera, but it's a compact and it has, the quality is amazing of this camera. For photography and sometimes also for those riding past shots, I pretty much always use my big DSLR camera, which is the Canon 70D. That's the camera that I'm carrying with me as well. Both of these cameras go into the handlebar bag, so I can exit them quickly. And the other camera, so the DSLR camera, I have 3 lenses for that one. One 18 to 135 millimeters, a 50 millimeters, and a 10 to 18 millimeter lens. I pretty much always have the 18 to 135 millimeter on there. That's the one that I use most. The 10 to 18 I sometimes use, you know, when I'm on a big square like in Hamburg. I couldn't get that huge building on there, so I had to use my 10 to 18 millimeter lens, which is a little bit wider of an angle, but yeah, also a little bit more distortion in the lens itself. And then the 50 millimeter I have actually never used, but I think when it gets dark, because it has an aperture 1.8, so it's better in low light, I will maybe use that a little bit more often. Well, yeah, that's the 2 main cameras that I carry. The DSLR, of course, is heavy. It is quite a thing. Yeah, I don't know exactly how heavy. I think with the lens about 1 kilo or something. And it wasn't expensive. Well, I think about 1,000. I don't know, 1,000 euros. I mean, I did save up so much money, and before I went on this trip, I was already into photography, and I already had these cameras to shoot some clips with. So yeah, it was expensive, but for me it was worth it to buy it. But yeah, it's quite some pretty high-end gear. But if you want to know your exact prices, then look them up. You can Google them, of course. Ibrahim Warner asks, please explain how you initially set up Locus and how you plan your route. It really depends. Like right now, I have to say, I'm sorry, but I use Google Maps most of the time, just to because, you know, I really wanted to get here quickly to Sweden. So until here I used Google Maps pretty much, I think, about 70% of the time. I just type in my destination. Sometimes what I do is when I'm on the way and I'm like, oh, I still need to go to a grocery store, I stop, go to my Google Maps, search for a grocery store along the way, and then I just type in quickest directions to this grocery store. So that's what I mainly use, and that's the way like my plan or my path kind of goes from grocery to grocery. No, not always, but yeah, it really depends. Like on the Locus app, which is this, you click, like, it's called Locus Map here. So the app is called Locus Map. I don't know if it's available in the App Store. I got it from the Play Store. I think it's also available from the App Store. And when you get that app, you don't have any maps yet. Then I go to a website called openandromaps.org. openandromaps.org. And when you go there, you go to the menu on the top here. I don't know if you can see that. You go to the menu on the top, and then you click map downloads, and then you can choose between countries and regions or the European cycle routes. But I go to countries and regions. Then you can choose, like, Europe is one, but Germany is also a different one, as well as Russia. But right now I'm in Sweden, so I'll go to Europe. Then you get this list of maps. So if I search for Sweden, I already downloaded the maps, but you can go to Sweden. Then I click on the plus. I don't click on download, because then it just downloads like a car map or something. I click on the plus. There you go down, and then here you see Locus. Locus. And then you click on that one. It starts downloading. It pretty much automatically syncs with your Locus map. And then you get your map, which kind of looks like this. This is completely zoomed out though. So there you kind of, it also has a point like where you are. So I just click on the localize and then I zoom in. And then, like, you know, the purple lines are, they're different routes. The purple lines are one, the blue line, red line. You really have to figure it out a little bit. And then it really depends, like, if there is a route nearby, like on the island of Mun, there was a route that pretty much covered the whole island in a little circle. So I followed that for a little bit. But yeah, it really depends. Like from Bremen to Hamburg, there was also like a Bremen-Hamburg route that I followed for a little bit, but it was too much of a bad shit route. Too much dirt road, so I was kind of like, nah, I want to go a little bit more directly. But yeah, you just gotta see for yourself, like if you want to do it, then do it. And just figure it out a little bit. It didn't give any turn-by-turn directions. I've heard from some of you guys that there is like another app, router or something, that you can use with Locus to really plan your own route, which is, I might check that out later, but until now I'm pretty good with Locus sometimes and Google Maps other times, so that's the way I do it. The guy was giving you shit in the tire levers. Yeah, that's another like kind of like a debate going on right now. You know, the second to last video when I was fixing my flat tire, a lot of people say that last bit in the rim I had to do with the tire lever, but really, like, I've done it before, and you can puncture your inner tire. And everybody that I've met on the way, like, you know, bike shop repair people, that kind of stuff, all said don't do it. Just do it with your bare hands. I've also heard some people saying like you gotta use some washing soap, put it on the rim, and then you can easily get it in. I don't know, but it worked. I mean, I had my foot on the wheel, on the spokes, and that way I had a little bit more power to put it in, so that worked. And I think I just need to practice a little bit more, but no, I'll be good with just my hands. It's the safest way, I think. Would you please tighten up your helmet straps? Yeah. I know it was too loose, but I think I noticed it after a couple of days. So a couple of days after the last vlog that I uploaded. So you will just have to wait and see it for just a little bit longer. But eventually, right now, I know how, like with 2 fingers, and then, you know, it's, you know, tight enough. So right now I know it. Oh, this is a nice question. Double Steakhouse asks, why are you going to cycle northwards if it's autumn? Yeah, that's hard to answer actually. I actually wanted to go earlier. I could leave after the 3rd of July when I had my diploma from school. I was free to go for a whole full year. But my parents wanted to go to America with me. Kind of like every year we, you know, go on vacation as a family. And this year they wanted to go to America. And this plan was already going around for like a year or something, and I wanted to go to America too. You know, that's kind of that was an amazing vacation as well. Like, I also vlogged that. We were there for 3 weeks, so we were driving around in an RV through the southwest, and it was amazing. It was an amazing vacation. And yeah, after that we came back home the 1st of August. And then I wanted to give myself another month to raise some more money and to prepare a little bit better, because I bought the bike just before we left to the US, and I did make a little overview over it, and you know, I had the bags and stuff, but I had never like packed up the bike and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I gave myself a month more to prepare, and that was it. So and that's why, yeah. And it is late, it's getting autumn, I know. I mean, here in the garden I already see some leaves falling. The trees are getting yellow here, which kind of makes me worried a little bit. I still want to go north. I've not changed the routes whatsoever. I'm still going to Oslo, Bergen, Kristiansand, then train to Stockholm, ferry to Finland, to Helsinki, and I think I'll be in Helsinki around the half of November. So by that time I just want to cycle south, and I know I will, like Eastern Europe, I will hit winter times. I have a lot of warm clothes, like I have fleece jackets, warm thermo pants, thermo shirts, Right now from Holland I will get a warm face mask tool here that I left at home. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be fine. And if it gets too cold, I mean, I'll take a train just a little bit further south, you know, if it really gets that bad. But I'm also kind of looking forward to it. I mean, winter time, like in Holland, the winter is dreary and there's no snow. It's just rainy and cold and stuff. But here, you know, if snow falls, it's also quite beautiful, right? And maybe I'll see the northern lights up here. Like that will be kind of awesome, you know, to see the northern lights from my tent. And today's a beautiful day. I mean, I'm just here in my t-shirt sitting outside. It's freaking beautiful. Who says it can't be nice in winter time, you know? All right, the battery is almost empty and I gotta change it. Ooh. Right, we're back. Ooh, I like this question. Stephen Ross, he asks, how is it being a solo traveler? Would you like to have companion rider along with you? Yeah, I don't know. Before I left, I really thought that solo riding, I was afraid of it. I thought that I was gonna be lonely, I was gonna be, you know, just on my own, and I was scared, really, like frankly, I was scared. The first day I didn't really feel good at all, because I thought like, ooh, I'm gonna be lonely for like 6 months or something, and how am I gonna make it, you know? I don't want to die of loneliness. But no, like it was quite the opposite. Like I'm myself. My personality is, I like to be kind of introverted, but I'm not. Like, I looked it up online. It's kind of like ambivert. So you like human transaction, but you also don't really mind being alone. And that's who I am. Like, I love meeting people, and on the road, I mean, especially when you travel alone, you know, you kind of are dependent on other people to have social interactions. So other people kind of know that. You can start conversations a lot easier. You know, when you're in a group or with 2 people, you're kind of like, you already have each other, you know? You have each other to talk to, and you don't really need anyone else. While when you're alone, you're kind of like, you want to have some conversation with other people. And I mean, until now, I noticed that other people like really easily can come to you to, you know, to talk about what you're doing, you know, that kind of stuff, which is really cool. But yeah, I was also scared of, you know, camping alone in the wild, and I did one night before I came to this house. I had to cycle for 1.5 days through Sweden, and that night I camped alone in the forest. And the first moment I was kind of like, you know, a little bit afraid, but once I was set up, and I do have a 10 gig data plan on my phone, so I was just watching some YouTube videos and that kind of stuff. And I think that's also a big tip if you want to travel alone, but you are also afraid of being lonely, you know, out in the forest by yourself in your own tent. Just try to find some distractions, you know, download some movies at home and watch those on the road. Like, that really helps as well. Or read a book, or, you know, something like that. That really helps. But I think solo traveling is really awesome. You do want to have the characteristics of being a solo traveler. Like, if you can't live without anyone around you, like you always need people around you, then it might be a little hard because you are alone a lot of the time. But I mean, like on the road, I like to just listen to some music or a podcast, and those kilometers go really fast. And would I like to have a companion rider? I mean, sometimes, yeah. I've never really done, you know, long days with riding with someone else. Maybe for a day with my best friend Rico back at home. We used to travel together for like a day through the Netherlands by train. You know, that was awesome. So I don't know. I think it really depends on which kind of person, you know, if I like the person and stuff. But, you know, I think that would be awesome. And if someone asks it on YouTube, like I already have one invite when I'm in Bratislava, I can stay at someone's place, and he wants to ride with me a little bit. That's awesome. I would love to. So I think that's about it, guys. I hope I answered your questions, or most of your questions. If you have any more questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and then I'll ask them in another Q&A that I want to do, like maybe in 1.5, 2 weeks from now. Yeah, the vlogs are a little bit behind. Right now I'm editing them, so they will come soon, but yeah, they will stay behind. So if you want more recent updates of the trip, like where I'm right at this point, then you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter or Instagram. On those 3 social media platforms I also put up some pictures and a little bit of more recent updates that you can see. So please like my Facebook page called TravelingTice, Twitter @TravelingTice, and Instagram @TravelingTice. Alright, and to end this video I'm gonna give you a little room tour, because the room that I have is freaking amazing. Yeah. That's their dog, by the way, Tess. And these are the cats. This is the little one. And there's another cat. Alright, so this is my room. Aww. My bed's over there. This is all my stuff. Next video is going to be a review of my bicycle, and the video after that one is going to be a complete gear overview, everything that I carried from home all the way here to Hjärsås, Sweden. So this is the lounge area, that's my office right there, and then this is the cool part. They got their own pool that I got free access to. Oh yeah, there's a ball on there, I don't know why, but... And this is my bathroom. Really nice. And this thing, my sauna. It's an infrared sauna, which is good for your muscles. That's just what I need. Oh yeah, and then here we got some other like pool table, some lounge area, and table tennis. I don't know if you guys know, but I absolutely love table tennis. They're just not as good here. But no, it's awesome. Anyways guys, I hope you are updated. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like the video if you liked it. Please leave a comment down below. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!